Hello there, fellow Chainlings of the Chainling Army. I'm the Gaming Chainling Storm. Welcome, well, I should say welcome back to Serious Sam Fusion. I did a little bit of testing, and with the new computer that I have here, I didn't say new, I've had it for maybe over a little bit 3 months now. I believe I might actually be finally able to play at least Serious Sam 3 BFE. Now, I've also mentioned this right here, Jewel of the Nile. This is actually DLC which I will play at some point. Now, of course, I am playing it with the Serious RPG thing, so let's see if I can actually play it without my computer restarting.
Approaching hot zone perimeter. Switch to surface scanning.
Surface scanning on. Activity nominal.
What? No hospitality today?
We have contact. 2 o'clock. Closing in.
Sit tight, we got company.
Jesus Christ! I can't believe I'm out in the shit on my birthday. I'm supposed to be doing blow off a stripper's ass right now. And I hope you got me a good present, Stone.
All right, Alpha. Listen up. Bravo team was protecting a scientist in one of the old museums in Cairo, but HQ lost contact around 0900 hours.
Menzel wants to fry the Earth, and we're protecting a museum?
This guy thinks he can figure out how to power up the time lock.
Bullshit. Research don't kill aliens. Big guns do.
Whatever. Time machine or no, Bravo's out there alone. We get in there, we recon Bravo, we go home. If everything goes tits up, the professor is our top priority. Are we clear?
Clear as nar shit.
Rodriguez?
Warning, warning.
We've got incoming. Take evasive action. Breaking right, hold on. I got it, I got it.
Heck of a way to start, isn't it?
Let's hope they can read a map.
Oh, I forgot I had the developer cheats on. Hang on. Hang on. I'm just going to reset this. I forgot I put them on. I had them on just to like try a few other maps with I may or may not actually play on here. There we go. Anyway, I'll bring this up.
Let's hope they can read a map.
Just gonna don't want that on, and I'm gonna set the experience gain to 2. Oh, in case you're wondering like what button I'm actually pressing to get the secret menu, I'm pressing left control or to get it, but if you've seen me play through the experience mod before, it's relatively the same.
Shit!
What? Ow. Oh, right.
You ought to be more careful. You'll put an eye out.
Now, if I remember correctly, I hit that. And secret assistance. That one I actually learned from a YouTuber. I have no idea if the YouTuber still exists to this day. He was a guy, I think, called Gary UK. I think was the YouTuber. I'm not certain. Oh, and also, because I wanted to, and because of the memes, say hello to the Tricane. Yep. Oh, it didn't actually show up on the model, but,
Give me some skulls and one of these, and it's a party.
Stone, it's Quinn.
but it would pretty well just...
We picked up a mayday from Miller. Give me a sit rep.
The chopper's Fubart. I ended up a few blocks away. I'm gonna rendezvous Alpha now.
Stone, how many times do I have to tell you to wear your seatbelt?
Eat me, Rodriguez. What's your 20?
We're in front of the museum. You know, where we're supposed to be. Where the hell are you?
Stay put. I'm on my way.
Roger that.
Now, I did also make mention, this was actually my first ever Serious Sam game I ever played. That's right, this was actually the first Serious Sam game I ever played. Go ahead and up those. Now, this right here, this pistol, believe it or not, when I played this myself with the experience mod. By the way, the name of the experience mod is known as the Serious RPG. It's essentially the same game, but it has an RPG mechanic to it. And because of how YouTube likes to demonetize things here and there, I actually decided to go with a more friendly approach. Okay, secret keys have been found. Also, I will make mention, I have no inclination to find every single secret in the game. There we go, that's a secret rocket launcher. Now, I do remember, I don't even know if I can even get it, called Serious Sam Classic Revolutions. It was essentially pretty much this game here, which, by the way, this game is free. Well, Serious Sam 3 BFE is not free, mind you, but the game that comes with it is. Serious Sam Fusion is a free game. Now, keep in mind, this game came out in 2017, so this is a kind of an old game. But at least to this day, I mean, granted, this was made with the Crow Team Ensign. And as far as I know, I don't think I've ever seen any other game ever do anything like this, so... As you can see, I do have it set to kid-friendly. Ah, and there's one of the big guys. Anyway, got your health pickup. There's things here and there. In fact, I'm actually gonna show off each and every single one of these. What's it in graphic options? No, game options? Games options. What's Halloween? Oh! It's a pumpkin! That would have been perfect for Halloween. Now, granted, what's hippie? Also, if the lighting is a little bit bright for you, you can turn on the brightness on your TV. Oh! It turns into carrots. That's kind of... Wait, I can... Wasson? Why would I want Wasson? Anyway... Give me an idea... Oh, I leveled up. Didn't even. Mini secret.
Stone, come in. Where are you?
Rodriguez, I told you, I'll be there in a minute.
It's Jones. Rodriguez took. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Oh, shit.
I said my medicine. I changed the kamikaze noise, and no, I did not put on that one specific mod to them, because I know that will immediately get me banned. And you all know which one I'm talking about. Trust me, I am not taking a chance on me getting my channel banned because I'm a mod. Same reason why I don't ever play H-Doom on the channel. In fact, I'm never playing H-Doom on the channel for, well, obvious reasons. It's a porn mod. I'm not playing a porn mod. Same with how I'm not playing one other game which I probably at some point you'll probably want me to play called Project X Love Post and Disaster. No. Also YouTube, whoever you are that actually posted the thing with the Tales Gallery. Oh. I didn't even know that. Each level is fairly open world. Mind you, it's fairly open world, so not to worry too much. Not about finding things here and there. It's, in fact, it's fairly linear, if anything. Oh, I forgot I put that mod on. Now, do you see where those things are? That's a secret. Hey, but, Yun... Is there anything here? Nope. Don't really have a whole lot in terms of Yep. Now, I will make mention of this right away. In order to even play this game, even if you're not playing Fusion, you have to own the game. You don't have to install it if you don't want to, but you have to actually own Serious Sam, First Encounter. Doesn't matter if it's, I believe, doesn't really matter if it's the original or HD. Same with Second Encounter, as well as Serious Sam BF3 BFE. You have to actually own those games if you want to play it on Fusion. I don't know why. I legitimately don't know why that is, but also, just I don't know why, but I actually would love to actually have a tri-cane. I'm actually not kidding when I say that. I legitimately want to have one of these. But I don't know, just to say I have it. Check. And here comes pretty well, essentially,
Mr. Smith, Mr. Wesson, glad you could make it.
this is essentially kind of a last resort weapon. That was the demo man from TF2. I have a couple other ones which I might show off in a couple of other recordings. I have a Jimmy Barnes one, which is that Screaming Cowboy thing, Are You Big Enough? And the other one is Chicky Blicky, the Chicky Blicky remix. Now, I will make mention of this while right away, at least in terms of that, yeah, the Kamikaze. One of the well-known enemies of Serious Sam. Even so, more there was even a mobile game called Kamikaze Attack, which I played a little bit of it, but I never actually went out of my way to actually play like the full thing. I never went out of my way to do that. I literally don't know how you get that. I know this secret. Oh, that's how you do it. I forgot. I don't have the auto fire on. Wow, look at that. 2 secrets. 3 secrets right there. And now...
Put a sock in it. Uh-oh.
By the way, they're auto-tracking. Oh, and they can do a lot of damage to you. Think of them as pretty much, they're pretty much mobile rockets heading straight towards your face. Right. Let's see. I'm not good to increase that. There was the auto fire. Now, as I said, the pistol is pretty well your last resort. If you don't have anything else. But keep in mind, you don't have to just rely on your pistol. If you are playing this like with a very big experience code or whatnot, or you pretty much gave yourself pretty much a whole bunch of levels, you can make this really good. And by the looks of it, my computer has not restarted. It's
Quinn, I've got a visual on the chopper.
What's Alpha's status? I lost contact.
In pieces.
God damn it. Any survivors?
Negative. It's too hot out here to hang around. I'm heading inside to find Professor Stein.
Copy that. Watch your 6. That place is probably full of aliens.
It's about to be full of dead aliens.
also in case you're wondering when I did. Oh. When I did look at the workshop there just to see like what there was, I did notice that the workshop's still active. One of the most recent ones that actually came out was something called Operation Frostfall, I think it was called. Also, if you want to like melee him, if I can melee him, I would like to melee at least one. Ah, what a heart whipper. Yep, that's right. Now, the melee is different, at least in terms of... As far as I know, you can only melee a few enemies. I know you can melee the Gnawer, Clear, you can melee the soldiers here, which essentially is pretty much doing a fatality. You're pretty much just essentially Mortal Kombating their asses, which is basically whipping out their heart. Which what is actually in the original Mortal Kombat? I know Kodokan does it when he was introduced in 9. No, not 9. 10. And that, I think that was about it. Another one you can also do is essentially what look like to be cyborgs. All you do with them is basically you just snap their neck. The clears. Now the clears are somewhat of a mixed bag in terms of, do you want to do melee or do you not want to do melee? Because you can melee them, but you might take more damage than trying to just shoot them. The other ones that I know of is also the Gnawer, you end up whipping their eye out, and there's also the arachnids. Which, there's two variants on it. You got the little ones and the big ones. Little ones, you pretty much just stomp on them. And then you got the big ones, which is... Oh, crap. I only have pistols. Yep.
That one's for Jones, Bones.
See? Best way to try to avoid damage is try to, as they secret onto trombone in the... Ah, crap. And that's not my audio card destroying itself, by the way. That was actually a bunch of audio clips clipping together. And that's just the first level.
Time to do a little research.
And yet, as you can see, you got scores, kills, secret saves, all that stuff. I'm not very too concerned about that.
Let there be light. Looks like I missed the party.
Sam, I raised Stein. He's up on the second floor. Sounds like he found the hieroglyphs he was looking for and got his photos. He's refusing to upload the photos remotely. Says we'll get the photos when we get him.
Tell little Nelly to sit tight. Daddy's on the way.
Roger that.
Right. So, I would like to know why is actually my old computer. Now keep in mind, I've kept my old computer. And there's the small ones. Yep, you can melee them. There's a reference for you if you've never seen the original. Okay, so wondering that was the original Spider-Man scene. Now keep in mind, I've seen my fair share of Spider-Man cartoons. That's the original. That legitimately is the original Spider-Man cartoon. But, I mean, it was actually, like, looking back on it, it was actually a fairly good cartoon. Now, keep in mind, as with Spider-Man, I guess they went through various phases here and there. About various games, stuff like that. There was, of course, a bunch of various things that actually happened. There was like another cartoon I think called Ultimate Spider-Man, which the way that it did was early 3D graphics, and it was actually fairly good. I don't know why I'm talking about Spider-Man when I'm actually playing a Serious Sam game, but kind of fits. Here's Big Mama. Yep. If anything, we literally whip. It almost as if we're whipping her head off. Music's actually pretty darn good. What else? Oh yeah. And I mean, for the most part, it was like one of those like cartoons I used to watch. I mean, I don't watch actually a whole lot of TV anymore. If anything, probably the closest I get ever like watching anything to do with TV is either like a special that I'm interested in. I mean, heck, I used to watch AGT and granted for the most, but there was a lot of good stuff on that. I do mean a lot of good stuff. There was a few bad things here and there. But granted, you can't have good without bad for obvious reasons. Oh, Anderson Spider, that's the name of it. Now I'm gonna... What do we need? Going to lay off for now. Should probably try to focus on acquisition of ammo. I will also make mention is there was like a few Spider-Man games that have actually come out here and there that I myself have played, and I do own a copy of Marvel's Spider-Man. I have myself 100% of the main game. I have actually 100% of the main game of that. At least the main game, not counting the achievos, not counting that, and I even beat Taskmaster on the first try. Then again, I was more used to the countering mechanic in that, so I knew what to expect. At first, I actually didn't get it until I actually saw like a review of it. And it was actually fairly good. It was actually fairly decent. At least in terms of a Spider-Man game. The other Spider-Man games that I do remember playing, I do remember playing a PS2 game. And granted, as far as I know, I think it was better like with the controls, at least the camera controls in that, because it did actually show that camera controls were not that great. Especially during around that time frame. Now I do know about a couple of other games that have actually come out since then, like to do with Spider-Man, which the two were actually loosely connected, which was, what was it? Oh yeah, Saturday Dimensions and Edge of Time. I do know that both of those were connected. At least to an extent, at least for Spider-Man 2099. Now, granted, I tried playing a Wii version of that, and yeah. Up, down into the dark we go.
Professor, you've got to get us that data.
Quinn, it's me. Stein didn't make it.
Shit. Did you find his phone?
You mean the phone you just called?
Right. He should have pictures of hieroglyphs that haven't been deciphered on there. You've got to upload those to us right now. Then you can head to the emergency extraction point.
Copy that.
That's that E button as much as possible! Ah! Fuck. Yeah, I think this time I'm going to... Yeah. I'm also may actually redo my let's play of Serious Sam 4. Think about now. Granted, for the most part, it didn't really run all that great on my old one. So there was that. I will also say, because I pretty much had this computer for roughly 2 months now, all that I can pretty well say about at least Windows 10, as far as I'm concerned, it's relatively the exact same thing. So I'm not really too concerned about this being any different. Now, yes, there are like a few things here and there that I did have to give up, like the extra, I guess, storage space. I had to give that up. Now, that does not necessarily mean I gave up my emulators. Pretty much for the most part, most everything that I would have had on the old computer is actually on my external. In fact, that's actually what I'm recording this on, too. And the other thing that I'll make mention of is I have 2. Now, you may be wondering why exactly I have 2. Well, the answer to that is simple. One I actually have is pretty well just for YouTube recordings or any sort of big ticket items. Like, as far as I know, my biggest, and I do mean my biggest download I ever have in terms of my games actually has to be my Middle-earth Shadow of War. That is slightly over 100 gigs of downloadable content, and that's with the DLC, mind you. Now I can play it just fine without the DLC, but if I'm gonna do a Let's Play of it, I might as well do it at least with the DLC. So nothing else is gonna jump out at me. Oh, there's a new enemy. Grab that house real quick. And that enemy is a clone soda. Shotgun variant. I do like how the music itself picks up every time there's an enemy nearby. Kind of reminds me of the music scores in Siphon Filter. But I would love, I'm not gonna lie about it, I would love to see a remake of that. I don't like this. I'm gonna be grateful once I get up to level 10. Now I will mention, this is normal mode, by the way. So far we've had one death. So far. Oh, and might have just saw it off. Yep. You snapped the neck. There's a nice little achievement if you manage to, well, kick him and kill him. So I don't actually have much in terms of any ammo. By the way, if you're going to be playing this with the console commands, try not to press the O button. The O key will actually give you legitimate IDFA, all weapons, complete with ammo. Also, now that I think about it, I might actually replace the if anybody wants to play with me. Ah. This is the end of the level and our first boss. I want to make mention, speaking of bosses, and I've never seen it, and I'm grateful I don't see it. There's actually a pink scorpion thing that can appear. Well,
Man, you're ugly.
better hope that the armor and stuff can hold out. So far I'm doing actually fairly good. This is normal mode, by the way. By the way, that becomes a regular move. And the name of that is a arachnoid adult, the holy word from the...
That's gotta sting.
Yep, essentially, it's a scorpion with a machine gun. And much like other games, for obvious reasons, your health can only go to 100. Same with your armor. And if you find little what simply look like health bottles, and why is my... Starting to wonder about the battery on this thing now. But it might just be one of those things. The reason why I say that is because it's saying it's 95% left, and I know that's not 95% left of my battery. I know that there's a 100% and I've kept it plugged in. Actually, is it running hot? No, it's actually not running hot.
This is Bravo Delta Niner. I have visual on Stone. Sam, too hot to pick you up here. See you at the extraction point.
Roger that, Garrett.
Let's they're holding out for level 10. And I need to make a quick trip to the bathroom, so I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Up. I'm being shot at. Whoa, 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 don't do that. I think my game just froze momentarily. Don't do that. I know you're an old game, but you don't. Don't do that. That actually scares me when it does that. Also, I don't think of actually getting Cyberpunk 2077. I will actually legitimately do it and play it. As far as I know, it looks very similar to Deus Ex Human Revolution. Closer and closer. Is there anything even up there? And there's our next weapon. Nope, it's the exact same thing. This is where you would normally get the shotgun. Now, I will also make mention of this right away. You may have noticed that in the options that there was configure elite. Elite are basically, they are randomized enemies that have like specialized stats to them. And the specialized stats can be anywhere from, well, stealing ammo, various things such as that. You want to try doing the duck and cover method with these. You want the can fire. Try not to get cornered. By the way, they would chip off your health very, very rapidly. Okay. Running. And I said I wanted to be level. And this is the reason why I wanted to be level 10. Now, we can fire whatever method we want. That's right, I now have an infinite ammo pistol. And to let you know, the Serious RPG works on all 3 games. And any workshop maps you have as well. So don't worry about it not working on anything. It does actually work on everything. Come on for the most part, I do love actually having like a pistol with infinite ammo. But I will say, keep this in mind as a last resort, if possible. Now granted, I'm somewhat good at this. I say somewhat good. I'm not like a savant at this or anything like that. Like, I'm not all that great when it comes to something like this. So, oh, another mini secret. So I am grateful enough that at least my computer can actually run this. Okay, so that was nothing more than a complete waste of my time. Secret flanking perform. I didn't do any flanking. What?
Hey, where are you going? Don't have a party without me.
Oh. I didn't know you could destroy that. Is there something up here? No, there's nothing up here other than just disappointment. Alright.
I was kidding.
Looking at the recording timer there, it looks like there's probably going to be two levels in this video. This one didn't have the turrets in it. I will also make mention as well is that there are achievements for this game. However, since I'm playing this with a mod, they're automatically disabled. So we just gotta check everywhere. And now we have the assault rifle. Now you may have noticed there were 2 slots for each weapon. That is because we'll be getting another weapon in the same category. Now so far we already have a melee. This is basically just standard, our standard pretty much our hands. Well, I heard that familiar sound. Flattering of bones. Done? I'm well over an hour now. And here comes the Syrian Bowl.
That's a lot of bull.
Right? He acts just like a bull. Toro! Toro! But this time I have a gun.
Grade A alien beef.
Yep. Syrian and... Oh, a Syrian Werebowl is the name of it.
Garrett, I'm at the LZ.
It's too hot. I can't land. Clear it out. I'll come and get you.
Roger that.
That was very simple. Kill a lot of aliens. Also, if you want to know how far you are in terms of the kill count, there you go. Oh, the saves, in case you're wondering, are saves that either you yourself do. When if you're trying to go for a high score, it does negate from the high score. Okay. So I have to be using my shotgun here. Alright, computer, do you mind not doing that? Yeah, I know it's fully charged. You can't tell me otherwise. Yeah, it's a little bit of a technical issue, but still works fine. This will be any minute now. We get our next boss fight.
LZ's clear. Let's get the hell out of here.
10-4.
And Say hello to the... pretty much the big guy. The biomechanoid. This is the wet variant. Okay, I'm running. Running. Holy crap, I'm about to die. I don't know how it is, I'm still alive. Got it! I don't know how I was still alive.
Sam, we lost contact with Garrett. What's your status?
Extraction has failed. Repeat, extraction has failed. The bird is down.
God damn it. Okay, secure the crash site and save the pilot.
Way ahead of you.
Roger that. Keep me posted.
Yeah, and that's the first one. Oh, that's 3. I keep forgetting. Stop doing that. Yep, I look a Mexican going to Magdabat. Yep, there it is. Essentially, they're pretty much the Revenant of this game. If you want to try to have a, I can say, comparison, it's basically a Revenant. But that's where I'm going to end this game. Okay, it is right now. Yeah, I'm gonna end this episode here. Thankfully enough, my computer did not reset itself, which I don't know why I did that. I legitimately don't know why I did that when I tried to record this before. Got the so far, it's looking pretty good. I do plan on actually playing through the entirety of this, as well as also play through the DLC, which is called Jewel of the Nile, which I do plan on playing through that. Keep in mind, I will have it on 3x experience for that, just so I can play through it as best I can. No guarantees that I'll find out the secrets, as you can already tell. But I do plan on actually playing for that as well. Also, at the same time, I may play through a few custom maps that were made for this. Anyway, with that all being said, thank you for watching this part of Serious Sam 3 BFE with the RPG mod. Comment down below what you think of this game, or if you have another game you want me to check out on the channel, be sure to let me know down below. Until next time, stay 20% cooler, and I'll see you in the next video, my friends. Bye bye.